When I was growing up, I lived a normal life as a teenager. I went shopping, boating with my friends, went to school, lived a completely normal life and didn't have any health problems. And then I went on vacation to Mexico when I was about 17, and I was unable to walk long distances. I came home from the trip and got some blisters that developed into ulcerations, and they never healed. I was eventually referred to a general surgeon, which is where I kind of found out what was going on, and that's when I found out that my arteries were occluded behind my knees and both legs. I did have a little bit of symptom relief after the bypass surgery, but I definitely had a lot of pain and I didn't have the endurance that I had before.
Angela was in so much pain. I watched it progress within probably a year. The screaming, I cannot explain to you the screaming that she did.
She had hobbled, she had dragged her feet, and I could see her. She was in such pain. And I'd try to do what I could for Angela and get Garen off to school. And many times I've seen Angela in such pain. I had to try to help her the best I could.
I had gotten off work from a full weekend of working 3 12-hour shifts. I just had a lot of increased amount of pain that led me to get an appointment with the doctor in Mobile. Had an arteriogram done, and he came to the conclusion that it would be the best to amputate it at that time. When they had suggested that my leg be amputated, or that they couldn't do any further intervention, I was devastated.
She always said, well, what am I going to do, Mom, if I lose both legs? How am I going to take care of Garen? She said, I can't even take care of my son.
It was one of the hardest things I think I've ever done is to, watch your child in pain.
I can only say I asked God so many times to please save her legs,
When Angela was first told she was going to have an amputation, the physician from Mobile that she had seen had told me that she was going to need to stay the night in the hospital and amputate tomorrow sometime. And I just said, no, sir.
I remember as I met Angela, I felt a sense of her despair. I actually put myself in her position for a second, thinking just how miserable this must be. And I remember hoping really that we would be able to help Angela.
So we saw Dr. Walker, and he was very hopeful. He says, from the moment we met him, we felt at ease. And he told us, he said, I can fix this foot.
I had my first procedure in August. He went in and lasered the artery and cleared the clot and placed the stents. After a couple of weeks, I was actually able to get up and walk to the end of my road, which sounds like a short distance, but I hadn't been able to do that. It was kind of like to the driveway was pushing it. Within a month, I was able to walk 2 miles, which I haven't been able to do in years upon years.
Angela now has, not only has she healed her ulcers and has no rest pain, but Angela has no claudication, no pain in her legs with walking, and in fact has started to run.
Thanksgiving lunch was the first thing that I got to attend with my son at school since he had started kindergarten. Went and did gingerbread houses at Christmas time, and just recently went to his Valentine's Day party. I've been able to go back to work since then. I'm back to doing 12-hour shifts. We're actually planning another trip to Disney World, and we're going to be going to do all the fun things that we've always done.
This is a far cry from watching her the way she was in pain.
Thank God, for being able to do the things she loves.
I would definitely say that if you're faced with the decision of making a choice to amputate or not, to make sure you've exhausted all of your options, because my life would be dramatically different right now.